Good morning, and welcome to Minorities for Medical Marijuana Health is Wellness May Edition. My name is Stanley Atkins II, also known as the CanniMedic. I want to first thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning because we have an exciting show for you today. Today's episode will feature one of my favorite people in the world, the owner of Images Cosmetics, Yolanda Saltmarshall. Yolanda is a Georgia native who's been working in the formulation space for a few years here. And today we're going to be discussing her amazing product line. And she makes a lot of different topicals and skincare products. And that goes into the title of Topicals and Pain and Skin. How do we manage pain with topicals? With the growing industry, I know there are tens of thousands of products on the market. And a lot of people are wondering, what works for me or what should I do? Should I take a tincture? Should I smoke? Or should I take a capsule? Or is there something that I may be able to simply roll on? I want to thank Minorities for Medical Marijuana for allowing us to be on this platform today. And I really hope that you engage for an amazing show. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to engage in the chat because this is an interactive show and we want to interact with you. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest, Ms. Yolanda Saltmarshall of Images Cosmetics. Good morning, Yolanda. How are you?
Good morning. I am great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. It's an honor to have you on this show today. Listeners and the viewers are going to be in for an amazing surprise because with the expansion of the cannabis industry, we've seen the growth of several brands, lots of products. And I think on the most part, we've seen an expansion of companies and what they're willing to put in their products. But as you and I have discussed previously, not all products are the same. Not all CBD is the same. And so with that, I'd like to go and lead into today's show because we're not going to waste any time today, y'all. We're getting right to it because I keep getting these messages in my inbox and I keep getting these text messages, people telling me, hey, Stanley, your skin is glowing again. It happened again yesterday. And for everyone watching, if you wonder why my skin is glowing, one of the main reasons is because Miss Yolanda Saltmarshall. So Yolanda, let's get into it and let's really talk about why we're here today. And that is your brand and Images Cosmetics. So first, tell us a little bit about you and where you're from.
Okay, so I am originally from a little small town called Temple, Georgia, which is from Atlanta, Georgia, probably about 30 minutes going west. So that's where I'm originally from is Temple, Georgia. A little bit small country town.
Oh, And what can you tell us about Temple, Georgia? I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of being there. But tell us one thing about Temple, Georgia, for those who've never been to Georgia or never been to Temple. Tell us one thing about Temple.
Temple is like a very small community. I mean, it really is. I go even though I'm from there, I love going there. It's like, of course, it's like going back home because I don't live there anymore, but that's where I'm from. So it's a really very small community. What can I say? Like basically, it's one of the kind of places if you just want to go for some peace and quiet and hear the birds and hear your wildlife, that's where you're gonna go to.
Okay.
Because it's really they're up.
We have to put Temple, a picnic in Temple on the agenda for later this summer.
Yes, exactly.
So I want to ask you about your brand because I know a lot of the people who are going to be watching this and people are going to go back later and see it. They want to know about your brand. So what is Images Cosmetics and what made you begin this journey of creating and distributing and even formulating your own product line? What was the motivation behind that?
Okay, so let me just tell you where I got the name Images from. So I have two children. I have a son named Jalen and a daughter named Maya. So I put their names together, do Images. Maya is the oldest and Jalen is right under her. So that's where I came from with the name. And also I want to leave a legacy for my children. So basically that's where the name came from. But as far as formulating products, God came to me in a dream. So that's why I started formulating the products. And that was like 2017. But I've always wanted a cosmetic line, but I was 19 when I started a cosmetic line. But when I found out what the price was, I'm like, I've been staying in college first. I was like, I'm gonna get my education. I'll come back. So doing that, wanted to, like I said, at 19 start, but then as I graduated college, I got pregnant at 24. So there we go. Right after college, you go in mommy mode. So my daughter graduated 2017. I'm like, you know what? I got to do something for myself. Going through little things with marriage. I said, I'm going to figure out a journey for myself that I want to do, because mommy mode, she graduated. So now I can do something for myself. So I just was upset one day and I'm like, okay, I got to find something to do besides this trucking business that I was into. And I was just laying there, like I said, I was upset, and God just came to me in dreams. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what you tell me to do. And I just stand on his word. I just started making products, doing research on different things. I'm like, I need to make something that's going to help people. Not only the natural way, without all the chemicals, without all, the things that you find in products that's not, they'll say it's good for your skin, but it really harms your skin. So
Yes.
that's what I started researching, and things just started coming. I just started from there. And like I said, that was October 2017. Then I went to the Bronner Brothers hair show with my products in February 2018, and everybody, I sold out. So, I mean, when you stand on his word, that's just what happens. Like I said, and I started formulating. I'm like, man, this is awesome, because everything I make, it benefits the skin. Like, it tightens the skin, it moisturizes skin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't give them too much. We're going to get into that. We're going to save the juicy part for a little later.
Okay.
So that ties directly into my next questions, because I said that, I know that you do your own formulations, and we've talked about this in the past. Why was it important for you to control what was in your products?
Because it was important for me to control what's in my product, because I put myself in other people's shoes. So I formulate products that I love for myself. And I'm always going to make sure my products are great, because it's me. So I'm not going to put something out that I don't like for, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make it just for me. That I start off, because I'm my own test person. I'm going to make it to where I'm going to test it. I like it. I'm going to put the best in it, because it's for me.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that approach. I think that is one of my favorite things about your brand. Since I've started using your products, is that every chemical, every protein, every oil it's on the label. It has everything, smells natural, and it works. So I think it's important that a lot of formulators take more hands-on approach as to what is in my product versus just, hey, slap a label on something that I ordered. So I'd like to commend you and the Image's brand for being proactive in that, because I know that you and I have spoke about. You even sent me over some of your COAs. And for those who don't know what a COA is, that is a certificate of analysis, in which the person that tested your products that you're using, it gives you a breakdown of the testing percentages, what they tested for, whether it was pesticides or herbicides or even heavy metals. So this is why it's important to know what's in your product, because the materials that you may have used in your product may have potentially been tainted. So my next question is this, what I thought you talked about before, and I really wanted to know. So once you started formulating your products, you got your essential oils and things of that nature, and you know how you want them to smell, and you know how you want them to help you feel. What inspired you to decide to incorporate CBD into the products?
Well, Stanley, let me just be honest. So basically, I was already making the products, based upon natural health, because I love health and beauty. And I started researching on the benefit of CBD, and I'm like, wow, wait a minute, I need to go and add this into my product, because it just enhances what I already had. So, and then like I said, it's the benefits of the CBD, because people really need to get educated on what CBD does for outside of just pain. It does a lot of other things too.
Absolutely. I concur wholeheartedly. I'm sure we've all seen brands that have never done anything in CBD or hemp or cannabis space, but now they're all putting that leaf on there, or they put in those 3 magic letters, CBD.
Right.
And I was talking to some colleagues of mine recently, some doctors, and they referenced a research study that was saying that out of, I think it was 1,000 products tested during a research program in California, about 91% had less CBD than the label actually stated, if any at all. So it's important to ensure the efficacy of your products, that you know what you're putting in there. And I think that's what truly helps your brand stand out from some others, because they know they're getting a quality product each and every time. So the next question for you is, since incorporate, I know you were doing product formulations prior, but since incorporating CBD into some of your products, what kind of results or what type of feedback have you received from some of your consumers? Because I know you've mentioned formulating for professional athletes and things of that nature. Tell us about the effects that you've seen from your patients when using CBD.
Well, I've seen great success and feedback from everybody. I mean, and I know this is kind of like rare, but I probably the only out of the whole time I've been making products, I really haven't had anybody to come back with anything negative, because not only does the product work, it also is the I like trying to most most things you make natural, they don't have a good smell to them. But the one thing about my product, it smells good, it works, and you know, people did they love it, and I'm thankful for that, because like I said, there again, I make things that I know that I like, because I personally use them first before I even let anybody test them. But I've had great success. The athletes, they love the pain butters that I make, because there again, there's pain product out there, but mine is a little different. It works for pain, but it smells good. It also moisturizes and tightens the skin at the same time. So it's not your average CBD product. That and it works. It takes the pain and it does everything else at the same time too. You got your smell good. It takes the pain away. And it moisturizes and tightens the skin. Everything has a skin tightener in it that I use.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, she's speaking all facts, because as you can see, my skin is looking good. I used her facial cleanser this morning. I followed that up with her beard cream, daily beard cream. I don't have a whole beard right now. It'll be back. But I wanted to really just show off my skin, because the results are in her consumers. So thank you again, Yolanda. Now, something I do want to know is, you just mentioned your pain relief. You said that the athletes found a lot of efficacy with it. They found it very therapeutic and helpful for them. Now, what I want to know is, tell us some things about your very popular pain cream. What can you tell us, without revealing too much proprietary information? Tell us some of the things that consumers can expect from your topical pain cream, because I've used it, but I don't want them to take my word for it. I want them to actually experience and try it.
Right. So one of the things that you could take away from the pain cream is, when you rub it on your skin, and I have the directions on there. You rub it. You have to wait about 10 minutes. Just have to sit there for like 10 minutes, because what's in it that makes it go to the bloodstream, the pain goes away within 5 or 10 minutes. Now, of course, like I tell everybody, I'm not a miracle worker. Let's just get that straight. This is a pain butter that you can put it on. It moisturizes. It stops the pain. But there's no way, nothing that none of us make that's going to cure anything that you have. So this is going to help you along the way with your arthritis. You got neuropathy. I mean, those type things, that, of course, most of the products help out. But at the end of the day, I can also, like my athletes, I'll just throw it out. I won't throw no names, but they come to me, and celebrities. And the way how mine is different is, I can make it as strong as they need it for them to work for them. So if they want certain things in it, we can do that. But not only the CBD for pain, I also put other things in there that helps with inflammation. Of course, we know you got your eucalyptus, some of those things, the turmeric. It's just things that's in there that also helps with inflammation, and the CBD sets it off. So you got all the black seed oil in there, all these things working together as well.
Okay. And that's great because what she's describing, ladies and gentlemen, and I saw that we had a comment. They're like, what is the name of these products? We're sitting here today with the owner of Image's Cosmetics. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. And she has a great product line. We're going to get into this. I have some of the products here with me. In a few minutes, we're going to get into some of the products. So what you're saying is a lot of the athletes, they could actually potentially have their own custom formulation. So what you're saying is a person that may have tried other products that didn't work or products that weren't efficient, they could contact Image's Cosmetics and potentially have their own custom formulation with their own custom scent. Is that what you're saying, Ms. Yolanda?
So they can. We can do that. But so far, when I say I make them how they want, just say for instance, you got some people want, if you got moderate pain, you might not want to buy 5,000 milligrams. It might be too much for you. You don't need that much. But of course, in athletes, it's a little different. When you out there on that field, we on the outside looking in. They out there getting hit. The pain is a little bit different. Or you got a person who has a sciatic nerve that runs down from their back down their legs. There's going to be different than a regular, like a person who has just arthritis or who has chronic knee pain. So every pain is different. So of course, Stanley, been in the industry, it's different levels of the milligram that you can pretty much make for a person. And that's why I say I try to accommodate everybody, but those athletes and people who on set all the time, they're a little bit different. So, my product is different because I don't think they can contact, well, they could, but I don't know of any companies out there that make stuff personally for you. So that's the difference with me. I make things personally for people based upon their need.
Okay. That's amazing. I'm very grateful for meeting you. It's been an amazing experience because prior to meeting you, I've used topicals since I found out they existed. And as we said earlier in the show, all topicals aren't the same. So now let's get into the good part. So for the people who are watching and for everyone that's sharing this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Be sure to follow Minorities for Medical Marijuana on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, on other platforms. Be sure to follow at the CanniMedic, and be sure to follow Image's Cosmetics, and that is EMIJAYS Cosmetics. So Yolanda, we've talked about the pain cream. We've minimally talked about some of the other products. Now let's get into some of my favorite products.
Okay.
We're going to start with a couple of your soaps. So I know that you have an amazing soap line. You've told us so much about the ingredients in your soaps and why it sets itself apart. So ladies and gentlemen, I have one here. This is the RS soap. This is arguably one of my favorites. Here, this is the Image's CBD specialty soap. Each one has its own different properties, but my favorite thing about these products, everyone, is every ingredient on this product, you can see it, you can read it, and they're all easy to pronounce. So there's not a lot of long chemical protein names. So tell us about your soaps, because I'm going to take us another shower today. I'm going to open up another one of these. And so tell us we're going to pick the Image specialty. So tell us as much as you can without revealing any proprietary information. Tell us a little bit about these soaps and what consumers can expect when using your soap products.
Right. So let's start with the specialty. So the specialty soap is a little bit different than the RS, because the specialty soap has, if you like, for instance, if you're an athlete and you're out there and you just really be extra clean, you got a little bit of pain and just want that little extra bump. So that has the ingredients different. Like it doesn't, the regular stuff doesn't have tea tree or peppermint in them. It doesn't have spearmint in it, but that one does, because that's more of our Medi bar. That's why it's called a specialty bar, because you got some people who play sports, they gotta get that they gotta be extra clean to make sure they don't get a skin fungus. Because I have people who contact me that has skin fungus, so I recommend that to them, because there again, that's that antifungal is in there.
So, thank you so much, because I'm an athlete. I could have gone to the NFL or the NBA, but I decided to join Minorities for Medical Marijuana. I didn't want to make LeBron lose his job, but I've had a lot of athletic injuries, and something you and I have talked about is martial arts, because I do like to fight in the gym, of course, everyone. And we talked about some of the properties properties for ringworms, rashes, things of that nature, because there's an entire niche market for people that need a different type of cleanliness after certain activities. So thank you again for that. Now, my skin has really been glowing. You know, I've just, any of her, so there's a question. All right, we'll get to that question a little bit. We're talking about the soaps. And in this industry, there's a lot of products that don't get enough information. They don't get enough attention. And what I want to talk about right now is you're a woman and I come from a woman. But one thing that I know in healthcare is women's health is very important and women's sexual health is very important. We have a lot of people, and men's sexual health as well. We have a lot of adults who don't know as much about their body as they thought they did. We have women that are dealing with feminine reproductive problems or complications. So you told me about your yoni bar. So for people that that may not know what that is, could you tell them what a yoni bar is and what it's good for? Because it ties into one of the questions that we received.
Okay, so the yoni bar is, of course, for the females. Now, the males can use the yoni bar too, because a lot of times you can use it for underneath the arm. Again, with the sports, and if you're sweaty, the deodorant takes out all of that. But the main thing is the yoni bar is for pH balance for the female. And I know, and with the ingredients, and one of the main things that we know that helps pH balance is back in the day in the country, your grandmama be like, you can put a tablespoon or so of baking soda in your water and some, tablespoon of vinegar. Well, in that yoni bar, it's got all that in there. It's got your vinegar, your baking soda, it's got betadine, anything, the things that clean your vagina, but it does not have a smell. It's just a pure smell. That's why it's good for the pH balance. And it also for those, I ain't trying to be funny, but you got some women, they have children that get a little loosey goosey. So you got the lemon and the oregano that tightens the area as well. So it cleans and tightens. It just gets you right.
So, ladies, if you're watching this, please, this is an open health and wellness discussion. We are a judgment-free zone, and this is an all-inclusive healthcare dialogue. Because I feel that the way to destigmatize or to break the uncomfortability around using products is the sexuality, or people confusing it with over-sexual, hypersexualization. So, ladies, what she's saying is that for those who may be suffering from potential yeast infections or pH abnormalities in your reproductive area, these products can help regulate and potentially balance out your pH balance. And I know for some patients, this may not be something that they may need, but I guarantee you there's at least one person that could benefit from these products. And thank you for doing that, because we have a lot of women that really need assistance in female health. Because as we all know, each woman's pH balance is different. Okay, so we talked about that. Now, tell me about your body oils. So I know you've came up with several different ones. We have this one here, which is the facial cleanser, and we have some of the nighttime facial creams. But tell me about your body oil, the pink one with the petals in it, because that one there is very impressive, and I think that the attendees will like that.
So I came up with the body oils. Let me tell you why. Because my soaps, all the soaps smell amazing. So we got cotton candy soap. We've got the RS, which is good for men. I cannot keep the RS on the shelf, by the way. So you've got all the different brands of soap. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a body oil to match the soap. And that way, you can smell, the smell will last pretty much all day long. But not only, it's not just regular body oil. Everything tightens the skin. So you got your the mustard seed oil that tightens, is good for the skin. We've got in there the black seed oil. We've got our CBD. We've got, I can't remember all my ingredients because everything, I have so many products, but that body oil smells just like the soap, but it also rejuvenates the skin at the same time while you're smelling good.
Wow, and I can attest to that. Because I say, ladies and gentlemen, one thing about me and the work that I do in this space is I'm not here to brag about companies that I don't know. I'm not here to just sell everyone a dream. I'm here to make sure that we give correct information from the right people. And I have been using Imaj's products for a long time. And I got to tell you that they've changed. I told her when she sent me the Lemon Delight soap last year, after that first shower, I knew something was up because my skin was tingling in the shower, and it was a good tingle, everyone. Like, you can bathe with your normal soap, whether it's a liquid soap or a bar soap, and then use one of Imaj's products, and I promise you, you will feel like you weren't clean at first. And that right there is very serious for me. Now, back to the skincare, because, this is your advertisement. This is your billboard. Tell me about your CBD and activated charcoal bentonite clay facial bar. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a clay facial bar by Imaj's Cosmetics, and it is amazing. So, Miss Yolanda, tell attendees who may be suffering from some skin or acne problems, tell them a little bit about this bar.
So that bar, of course, if we all should exfoliate our skin. I mean, you should at least exfoliate once a week. I know I do. So a lot of times, they've got, and I make one too. It's got like a honey scrub. You can do the honey to exfoliate. But I'm like, you know what? Some men don't want honey on their face. Some women don't. Someone come up with something that exfoliates and tightens at the same time. That's what that does. The bentonite clay, the activated charcoal. It's not messy because you can do the charcoal mask. So when you wipe it off, sometimes you still got the black stuff on your face. So yes, that bar is a little bit different. And not only is made, the base of it, the things that I put in it, like the goat milk, it's made out of goat milk and it's made out of donkey's milk. And then I can sit here and give you educational background on what goat milk and donkey's milk does for the skin, but I'll be here a little minute. But if you know that what goat milk and donkey's milk do for the skin, that's why it's so amazing. And also the bentonite clay and the activated charcoal, all that's all in one. And it also smells good too, but it's got everything in there. It's got the lemon, the grapefruit, everything tightens the skin as well. So every product I make moisturizes and tightens the skin. It's a benefit behind everything.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I had to bring on Imaj's Cosmetics for this episode of Health is Wellness, because Miss Yolanda Salt Marshall, and please be sure to follow Yolanda Salt Marshall. If you'd like to connect with her, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to her. Be sure to follow Imaj's Cosmetics on Instagram, Facebook, and their website. So we're getting to almost to my favorite part. And I know that you have such a variety of products. And it's been impressive for me. Like, you have the Preserve Aging Cream, facial cleanser, because this, as you said, each one of your products not only moisturizes and cleans, but it also tightens the skin. And I'm going to continue to use these products. Now, my favorite product, I think, is going to be our special roll-on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I suffer from chronic pain. Anybody that knows me knows I've had a lot of injuries, lots of surgeries and things of that nature, and I hurt all the time. And Yolanda told me, Stanley, I got something for you. You can just roll it away. And I said, okay. And this is her Roll Away the Pain CBD topical. This right here is, in my opinion, the top tier of pain relief applications. And the reason I say that is there are lots of topicals in the industry that work very well. They smell good, but the problem is once you start using them, it wears off pretty quickly. And you have to keep applying it. One thing I can say about the Roll Away the Pain is that it lasts a very long time. I've had days to where I applied it to my knees, my lower back early in the day or even in the morning, and I didn't reapply it until that evening, before I even got in the shower. So tell us a little bit, without giving us too much information, proprietary information, tell us just a little bit about your roll-on pain relief and how people suffering from injuries such as osteoarthritis, gout, chronic pain, how can they benefit from products such as your Roll Away the Pain, roll-on pain relief?
Well, the Roll Away the Pain, I'm gonna tell you why I created the Roll Away the Pain, because I'm sometimes out myself in the, like in the public, and I have some arthritis in my hands, right? So I'm like, man, I need it. I get tired. I said, so if you go out there, if I take my pain butter, I can take it, put it in my purse, but of course, when it's hot outside, it's just like any other lotion. It might melt a little bit. And then it's not gonna be, it'll be okay. But I'm like, I'm gonna find something that I want to make something that can just pop the top open, roll it, and go on. And still do the same thing. So that's what I came up with the roll away the pain, because like my truck drivers, they might not have the time to just stop and just pull off on the side of the road and just take the other hand off the steering wheel and roll and rub the paint, rub the cream in. But they can roll on while you drive. You can just roll it and just go. Same thing if you're in the airport. If you're traveling, you can just roll it away. Just if you're at work, wherever, it doesn't matter. If you, like, for instance, I have like some waitresses. They be at work. They don't have time to reach in their bag and grab the cream and rub it in. But if you roll it on, just roll it. They put in the little apron they have and roll it and keep on going. So that's the purpose of the roll away the pain. But it's just, and it has a lot of still great things in it. Because we won't go into detail all about the ingredients because they can get them. But at the same time, you can still get that same effect. It's just rolling the pain away, and it don't have a bad smell, of course. And it stops.
And I want to say, everyone, I think one of the main deterrents from anyone over the age of 35, I'm 37, when something hurts and using products and topical products, I think that a lot of us are still in the Bengay mindset of the 1970s and 80s. So we feel that, oh, those things are going to smell like medicine. They're going to smell like Bengay. And be walking around, smelling like, Bengay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this right here has one of the most natural smells. So if you're a person that likes natural smells, I like, sage. I like, yoga. I like peppermint, spearmint, things of that nature. This right here will completely change. And for a lot of people, this could potentially help you rebuild your quality of life. I know that we've been in COVID. A lot of people haven't been able to exercise. They haven't been able to see their physical therapist. And a lot of people are hurting. And this could potentially alleviate a lot of that for a lot of consumers. And Yolanda, I think we should maybe drop a little gem on them. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, I have a very proud announcement. Miss Yolanda and I are finishing up our formal launch of my first roll-on topical product. The CanniMedic has partnered with Image's Cosmetic, and Yolanda, we will be launching next month my very own CBD roll-on topical. And you're learning today that my formulator has custom formulations, and she does great work and ensures that my products will work, but also they will be 100% completely natural. So stay tuned for the launch from the CanniMedic and Image's Cosmetic. You're not going to want to miss this. She also has a men's line, a women's line, and all of her products are gender neutral. So please don't feel that there's one product that's just for women or one that's just for men. These products are all gender neutral, and you can use it. And for ladies, Yolanda and I have been talking about this. So the CBD Daily Beard Cream and the soap. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want your man to smell good, or your woman to smell good, or your significant other to smell good, I would highly suggest getting some of these products. And ladies, a lot of men, they use just your regular over-the-counter soap, and they smell like everybody else at Walmart. But on some of those special nights where you like, hey, I want him to smell a certain way tonight. It's our anniversary. It's birthday night. I assure you, ladies, if you get some of these products and just sit them on the tub or on the sink or next to the shower and put a little note beside it and say, hey, use me, he will love it. You will love it because he smells like you want him to smell, not how like everyone else at Walmart smells in the shampoo section. But I promise you, the way he feels, the way he smells, and his skin. So ladies, Father's Day is coming up. If you want your husband or your significant other or your whoever you have to really smell, look, and feel the way you want them to feel, then be sure to shop with Image's Cosmetics. You will not be disappointed. Any company that I promote is always a reputable brand, and I stand by Image's brand. And I want you to know that Image's Cosmetic is CanniMedic approved. So, Miss Yolanda, we're getting ready to start wrapping up. I do have a couple more questions for you. One of the questions is, are your products available for order for business owners to potentially place in their stores, whether it's in Georgia, Massachusetts, Colorado, California, or even shipping internationally. Are your products available for placement and distribution?
Yes, they are. We're actually in the process of working with other major stores right now. So yes, they are available for distribution.
Okay, amazing. Because I know after seeing this, you're going to get contacted. People are going to want to try these products. And it looks like, who knows, for Father's Day, we may need to put together a Father's Day giveaway basket for one lucky winner. I can put some things in there. You can put some samples in there because people are going to want this. And ladies and gentlemen, Miss Yolanda has been doing this for quite some time. Some of her products have even been featured in Macy's here, and that's really big when it comes to placement. So, Miss Yolanda, before we let you go, because I know it's a very special weekend for you, and we'll get to that at the end. How can the attendees, anyone watching or anyone listening, how can they shop or purchase the MyJ's product?
Well, there's a couple ways. So of course, we have Instagram, which is in my J's Cosmetics, Facebook in my J's Cosmetics, and also Yolanda Salt Marshall. Then we have the website, which is www.emyjays.com, and that's EMIJAYS.com. So we can definitely go that way, that route. And if you want to talk to me personally, you could go on social media through the Instagram or Facebook and send me a message, inbox me, and I'll call you if you have any personal questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please understand that she is available. I can vouch. She will take your call. Now, she's not going to sit on the phone all day and just give you all the juice, but she will help you. She will guide you. And she has really been a benefit to myself and my family. She's sent products for my son. She's helped me with products for my father. And she's really with me. So I'm very grateful for that. And here's one of my final questions. So when we do health as wellness, I like to come in and ask some things sometimes that are off kilter or off key. Okay. So here's what last time we had Dr. McNabb, I came up with a question for her. But here's my next question. You get one opportunity to go to a concert. You can choose the concert that you want to go to, but it's only these three choices. You can either go see Michael Jackson for one last performance. You can go see Prince for one last performance, or you can go see Whitney Houston for one last performance. Who would it be? Would it be Prince, Michael Jackson, or Whitney Houston? Oh, looks like we might have lost Yolanda. Well, we'll have to come back to her on that one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Today has been an amazing episode. As you see, Yolanda Salt Marshall and In My J's Cosmetic has been really going hard. They've been crushing it here in Georgia. I won't name all the clients that she's worked for, but let's just say she's growing. Her brand is growing. She's doing custom formulations. She's really helping to change the scope of how we look at health and wellness, as well as our skincare and pain relief. So in conclusion, the products that we had today were some of her soaps. These are amazing. You will never be disappointed. And it seems like when you're using them, it takes forever for them to go away. I love the way they make my skin look and feel. Here's the CBD activated charcoal and bentonite facial bar. And here's her special RS soap for men. This right here is motivated by her significant other. She's the CBD beard cleanser. So ladies, if you're tired of your husband, your significant other, your fiance, having that rough beard, you like the beard, but you'd like to make it a little bit softer, these products can ensure that that beard looks good, feels good, and smells great. The daily beard treatment, this is what I use. I used some this morning. It leaves it feeling soft, moisturized, but not oily, but also the smell. It has a sweet smell, and every person I know the smell of this had the same reaction with, that smells good. And finally, the CBD topical roll-on. So again, we will be launching the CanniMedic Creative Collective CBD topical roll-on next month. So stay tuned because it's going to be right in time for Father's Day. So if you are a father, want to get your father something, or you want to get a father something, or a father figure, something, one thing that I feel that helps everyone is pain relief. Because if you can get someone something to help them relieve the pain, then you did more for them than a card or a meal would have ever done, because it's long lasting. So again, everyone, be sure to click and subscribe to Minorities for Medical Marijuana. That is M for MM United. Be sure to follow Imajays Cosmetics, and that is EMIJAYS Cosmetics. And be sure to follow your host, me, Stanley Atkins II, also known as the CanniMedic. If you'd like to become a member of Minorities for Medical Marijuana, please go to www.m4mmunited.org. You can join as a normal member, or you can join as a business owner. If you are already a member of M4MM, we've got a lot of announcements coming up. We're doing some work with veterans, and we've launched the M Procure program. So we've partnered with some major companies, and we're working to make sure that we connect businesses with major brands to help them grow their brands. Some of our partners have ensured that they've pledged an initiative to help brands in this cannabis space, especially brands that are owned by persons of color, women, and minorities. So please, that is the M Procure project. Please stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. We have Operation Clean Slate. We've been doing expungement programs and events. So please be sure to follow Danielle Butler, Roz McCarthy, because who knows, if you need an expungement event in your city, M4MM will be glad to help you, glad to assist you in any way that we can, because it is imperative. If we're going to help the industry grow, we want to help more people get into the industry. We may have to help them break those barriers or those chains of access. And sometimes that may come in the form of an expungement for a previous crime or drug-related crime, a pardon for a crime, or even potentially having those records sealed. There are 3 different tiers. Oh, Miss Yolanda, you came back. We were wrapping up.
I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I was like, what happened? The call just dropped.
Well, that's okay, because now before we wrap up, I can drop you right back on the spot. So
Okay.
you get one concert to go to. All expenses paid. You got a VIP booth for you and your booth. You can go see Prince for one final concert, Michael Jackson, or Whitney Houston. Which one you going to see?
Okay, you said, will I go? Which one of those that I want to go see?
If you could see one artist for one last show who's no longer here, your choices are Prince, Michael Jackson, or Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney Houston, hands down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hands
All right.
down, Whitney Houston.
All right. So I always like to, break the monotony of regular questions, because I'm going to see Prince. I have to go see Prince. We're all purple to the event. So, Miss Yolanda, before we get out of here, do you have any parting words or any words of wisdom, encouragement, or even follow-up for anyone that may be watching or anyone that may watch this video in the future? Just something you want to leave them with from your brand.
Yes. I mean, I want to leave everybody with, saying that God is able. And at the end of the day, I didn't just personally come up with these formations. This is something that he laid on my heart to do. So at the end, it's just not me, it's him too. And the other thing that, and I would think that you're aware of, I think I mentioned to you a couple times, but, we're launching our hair care line for the people who have alopecia,
yes,
having a hard time growing their hair. It passed the testing stage. Just thank God for that. So at the end of the day, if you have alopecia, even the people with cancer, they lose their hair through the radiation and chemo, we got you, because, it's been known that the hair is growing back. Now, I'm not saying it's going to grow back in 30 days. It's going to take at least, if you use the products for a good 6 months, hey, you'll see your hair, but it's going to come back. So that's one of the things, that I formulated as well. You
mean to tell me I could potentially have some dreadlocks by this time next year? Maybe have me some locks or something?
Yes, you can.
Well, before we wrap up, I see the feedback coming from the attendees. I did have one thing that we didn't talk about that I really wanted to broach to you, and that is the other cannabinoids that are being inserted into products. And what I mean by that is companies focus on CBD, but we know there are over 100 phytocannabinoids within the cannabis plant. So I've seen more products involving CBG, CBN, THCV, things of that nature. Do you have any experience in some of the other cannabinoids, or have you thought about looking into some of the other cannabinoids that may help with some of the other neurological or even musculoskeletal conditions?
Of course. That's what I got you for.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's more than just CBD. I was speaking with our founder, Roz McCarthy, earlier today, and we're talking about the CBD, the CBGs, the CBNs, the CBCs, because each one of these cannabinoids has different properties within the body. What's good for inflammation may not be good for electrical conductivity for people that may have neuropathy in their feet. I have neuropathy, and it's painful. So thank you so much, because, ladies and gentlemen, please don't put yourself in just a CBD bubble. Know that Image's Cosmetic has a broad spectrum of products, and it's all on what relief and what effects you're looking for in those products. So again, Miss Yolanda, thank you so much for joining me. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Miss Yolanda Salt Marshall's birthday weekend. She celebrated her birthday on yesterday. And since I didn't see you in person, I guess I can do it now. Is happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Yolanda. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you so much, Stanley. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. For anybody else watching, I am available for baby showers, divorce parties, and bar mitzvahs. So again, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Thank you to Image's Cosmetics. Thank you, Miss Yolanda Salt Marshall. And always, thank you to our founder and facilitator of today's show, Ms. Roz McCarthy. Be on the lookout for M for MM Health is Wellness next month. We will have a special collaboration show for you. You're not going to want to miss this. And if you have topics and discussion points that you'd like to potentially see on Health is Wellness, then definitely go to www.m4mmunited.org and let us know contact us, reach out to us, let us know how we can better provide you service and information in this cannabis space. So again, my name is Stanley Atkins II, and we are signing off. I am your Georgia Chapter Director of M4MM, and I want to thank everyone. Thank you all, and have a great, safe holiday weekend. Take care, everyone.